Welcome everybody to another episode of the Heaven Sent Show. I am your host and entertainment DJ Monteecarlo, the livest DJ on the planet. Happy Tuesday, One Cent Tuesday, everyone. We have another episode where I'm bringing on another guest, fire guest. We're gonna talk sneaks. We're gonna talk about sneaker history. We're gonna talk about the background of Chris, aka ShortyC94. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, this is the Heaven Sent Show. I think this is episode 43, Episode 43. So everybody share the live. Let everybody know what's going down. We about to have a great time. Goodness gracious, man. Me and this fella, man, we known each other for quite a bit, following each other on IG, have yet to meet him in person. It was one time I did plan to meet him. He was looking for a pair of the LWP Goes, the Flight Zoom joints. It was the 2011 release, but not. I think 07. I think the 07 or 2011. Well, other than that, man, I wish I was able to meet him at the sneaker con. Yeah, LWP. Yeah. Wish I would have met him at the sneaker con, man. I was so busy, and I actually arrived late that day, and I had a ball. Still had a ball. Okay, the 2010. Okay, got you. Yeah, so I had a ball, but still, like, I got there late. My boy Nick, he got there late, then hooked up with Brother Black. We ended up, shipping off some sneakers, man, right after the show, and got something to eat, man. It was a lot of stuff, man. Again, everybody show the live, man. What's up, everybody in the chat? I got my guest in the chat already. Salute to Chris, aka ShortyC94. My man Brandon, 4523. My man Brandon Rogers, what's good? Ash in the building, what's good? We see you. It's gonna be going down. This guy has he's been so busy in the sneaker community. And all through the years, man, and I definitely wanted to bring him on the show because I was actually on his show, Shorty's Sneaker Conversation, and we was on there, man. I had a ball. We was talking about some like grills, holy grills, man. We was talking about the state of the culture at that time. At that time, I was actually a well-known advocate of the phone posit community, where not too many people appreciated the phone posit, and Nike end up just stopped dropping product for the phone posit. So other than that, man, hope everybody having a great day. Having a great day. I'm back to go ahead do a post real quick and then bring my guest. Again, I really hope everyone having a great day as far as One Cent Tuesday. Hope everyone's looking forward to the upcoming sneakers that's about to release soon. Goodness gracious. Also, we recently got pictures of link pictures of the Jordan 2 year. I wanted to say that, so I try to say it slow. But this is gonna be a crazy drop. I'm a big huge fan. If you do not know, I'm a fan of the Jordan 2. So I'm with all that. And then also they got the Union coming up. They're also dropping some more Unions. The Union 2, Jordan 2. So other than that, man, hope everybody, we're gonna get into a lot of that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of that. So other than that, man, I'm gonna go ahead, kick it off, and bring my guest in. He's from Ohio, but resigned. Like he just recently moved Everyone, put your hands together for Chris, aka ShortyC94. What's up, my man?
What's up with you, man? How you feeling?
Can you hear me? Hey, I'm good. I'm good, man. Finally, we can have you on the show, man. It's really it was a pleasure to have you having me on your show, and I just wanted to return the favor. And like always, man, it's always good talks, man, when it comes to me and our conversations. You know what I'm saying? So, we definitely have a lot in common as far as like our favorite sneakers, man. And again, I mentioned earlier that you was like actually looking for LWP Go,
Yeah.
and I had it for at that time, and I brought it to Sneaker Combo. We didn't get the link up, man, and um, you know, that would have been a dope, like a good time to even finally meet and do a sneaker sale. Uh, actually, did you actually end up getting a pair for yourself?
Yeah,
Over
yeah. I found a pair a little bit after that, fortunately.
Oh, that's what's up, man. So tell me how you been, man. Give us some updates on like since uh, a lot of people really don't know you, or people actually a fan or follow you. Since you actually in the retail business, tell me your back. Give us an update of what you've been up to.
Um, okay. Let me. You know what? Let me go out and come back in. I need to turn off my Wi-Fi
Okay.
because it's real choppy. I'm sorry. Give
All
me one
right.
second.
It down. I'll hold it down. Okay. All right. Yeah. It's going down. A lot of releases is coming up, as I mentioned, and we're gonna get into a lot of that. Again, shout out to everyone in the chat. Share the live. Let everybody know what's going down, man. Chris, man, we about to talk about a lot of things, man, and cover some upcoming releases, as far as like within um, the sneaker community. A lot of news, a lot of news has recently just dropped, as far as like Jordan 2s, pennies, um, some dunks. You know what I'm saying? I think this is going to be a tie between the dunk era and I want to say the dunks and the Jordan 2s. Everyone's going to be very, very happy, especially if you're like an OG collector or a fan of the Jordan 2s. And it's going to be great, great, great getting some of these sneakers that we always wanted. And now some of them they have coming with collabs. Like they got the Studsy Penny collab. They got the Union 2 collab. They also have the a lot of things, They got the Union Dunk coming out. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a lot of great sneakers coming, and I can't wait. And I can't wait. All right, we got our guest coming back. We had to fade to black for a minute while he gets situated, as far as like with his Wi-Fi again, reintroducing himself. Christopher, Shorty 94, man. Again, man, let's go ahead and kick it off, man, to our first question. Again, yeah, you're always been in retail for how many years?
Ooh, since '97. This is year 25.
Since 97. Well, that's a lot of years, man. And recently you're with the Converse company.
Yes, I'm a brand manager for Converse. Um,
That's what's
yeah, it's a little different. It's like Nike, but not.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. Now, give us a background of your days in retail. I'm pretty sure, like, I think he was with Finish Line at one point. I'm sorry, Foot Locker.
Yeah, I've worked for Foot Locker maybe 3 or 4 different times.
Yeah.
Yeah. So resale wise, I have had a lot of management positions. Worked for Sneaker Villa, which is DTLR now. Um, Foot Locker a couple of different times as a manager, as a sales associate. Um, Also worked for it's really the only Tier Zero account in Cleveland that for Nike and Adidas consortium is called Exhibition, or it's
Yeah.
known as Next as well. So I worked there for a really long time, from like 12 to 17.
Mm-hmm.
Was a store manager for Hibbett Sports for almost 2 years as well. Worked for Foot Action, for Champs, pretty much everybody but Finish Line.
Ah, well, that's what's up,
They
man.
would hire me.
Yeah.
You know, I've been at
That's
other places, GameStop, Big Lots. I've worked at all kinds of retail places.
wow. And then it's just the love of sneakers. It just brings you back to the full circle. How you want to say that?
I guess it'll always be a situation where, oh, well, there's this opportunity, and it'll usually end up being better than where I was, whether it's a matter of how much I'm working or how I'm working. So it's always something that brings me back.
Ah, that's what's up, man. So, tell me like some of your fondest moments and or your kind of your favorite moments that when you was in a Foot Locker or DTLR, some of the finest moments that you remember, or even memories that you just remember that that day was the day like you was very very happy, proud of yourself, or your accolades, man. Like tell us some of the memories.
Well, I mean, each store has its own memories. I mean, when I first started doing shoes, it was 2003. That was like sneaker game was still pure back then. I was used to work for Foot Action, and this is pre-Foot Locker Foot Action, when Foot Action was its own company. You
Yeah.
know, because I know you know about that. Because I mean, you're
Oh yeah.
the most penny guy I know. I mean, you remember all those penny fours? You could only get them at Foot Action a lot of the time.
Right. Right. Yeah. The
Yes.
the Foot Locker exclusives. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So, remember how the game was then, kind of seeing it change. Really, when I was with Villa, which is now DTLR. I'm still, if y'all know, if I refer to something as Villa, that's really DTLR. It's still in my,
Right.
because that's the
Uh,
company it was before. Um, that was when it changed, because the year the Rapid 7 came out in 2011. It was the first time I seen people like actually camp out for shoes. And the store I was managing that was in the hood, so it was
oh.
it was it was different.
Okay.
It was different, and the people that were there that were camping out, I'm like, this dude can't be around here. Dudes with Supreme hats and BBC shirts, which in Cleveland 2011 you wasn't really seeing that. So
All right.
yeah, so
So the hype wasn't there all the way. It didn't kick in until later in the years.
yeah, you know what? I won't say it was starting. Like, this was a few months before the South Beach 8 and the Grinch Kobe 6. To me, that's
Oh,
what kicked a lot of that off. So
oh,
it was starting, but for that to be over a Jordan and it not be black and red or an 11, it was a big
yeah.
deal.
Oh, okay. All right. Let's dig into some of the your childhood moments. Now, what is the first sneaker that you fell in love with?
The black infrared 6.
Like for that, yo, again, you and I have so much in common because I told that story and you was like, yo, that's mine too. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that was a good time. I mean,
Yeah.
my dad, I was in fourth grade. My dad came home. He had the whole short set, the hat, the Jordan bag, and the sixes. And the business was glowing, man. Like, I'm like, God, they just, like, that was the first shoe I ever wanted. Like, I had sneakers before, but when I saw them, and my dad was like, yeah, I didn't get them for you, but you can get them a pair tomorrow if you want, because I want to get your foot measured. So it was
Uh,
like, oh, okay, we can go get them tomorrow. So, yeah. Yeah.
that's dope, man. So, like, man, to even see MJ win his first championship in them, the Foot Locker rollout that they did. I remember seeing them plastered all over metro buses and and, and unbelievable like huge billboards and stuff like that. When you just got the sneaker itself just plastered, it just the big huge sneaker. And I was like, yo, that is it. Then it was like times where I go to school and I just be drawing it all day. Trying yeah, man. So I've seen the Jordans, you know what I'm saying? I've seen the Converse and all that, the weapons and all that stuff during the 80s, and that's cool, but that was the first sneaker that actually I fell in love with. Like, Some people will be like, "Oh, I've seen the 3. That was what made me fall in love." I was just like, "Well, it's just another sneaker to me," you know. But you know, it has a lot of history. Again, he wins his first championship. Also, he wore the black infrared during All-Star weekend. I think that's the first time he debuted it.
Yep.
Yeah, so yeah, that black infrared, man, that's my ish, bro.
And
Next question. What is the first sneaker that you bought on your own?
um, I actually still have it, believe it or not. I have. It's a shoe. It's called the Air Zoom Challenge. I mean, if you want, I can go get it.
Hey, let's do it, man.
All right back.
Do that. Yeah. Oh man, like I just reunited with my first sneaker. Ladies and gentlemen, it's in the chat. Shout out to each and every one of y'all, man. I see Tito Kicks in there. Goodness gracious. Black Tom was good. DJ Drop was good. J Boy, Coach Smith was good. Was good. Murphy was good. Shout out to each and every one of y'all, man. I just reconnected with my sneaker that I bought or purchased my own with cash off I got from um, fast food job. I think it was McDonald's when I was working. No, it was the Boys and Girls Club. It was the Boys and Girls Club when I and I first got my first Jumpman Pro Quick, the Eddie Jones.
Ooh.
Yes, sir. I wanted to be different. The 13s was out at that time, and like the whole hood had them. The whole hood had the he got games. The like everything that I did. Christmas I did end up getting the Cherry 13s, but that was a gift. That was a birthday gift. It was a birthday / Christmas gift, but on my own, I got the Jumpman Pro Quick. So yeah, man. So yeah, man. Go ahead, share, man. Let us know what's good with this challenge. Oh, this air, man.
Air Zoom Challenge. The shoe was from '96. I got it in '97.
That's one of the first, I think, first series of the turf. The turf challenge. Oh no, I wouldn't say challenges, but the Zoom tech for the turfs.
Yeah, like
I
these.
Smith wore those.
Well, no, this is the tennis version.
Oh, this is the tennis version.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
but you look at the Zoom Turf to Barry Sanders, it's got the same,
Yeah,
bottom like that.
yeah.
But
That's what's up.
yeah,
That's fire, man.
John Stockton also wore these in the '97 finals against the Bulls. But yeah, this is a really legacy shoe. See, ERC is yellow. It's super yellow, from age. But I was working K Max.
That's fire, man. Oh goodness, and you still, man, that's crazy.
Hey, they're still wearable. I might break out them joints. I mean, tomorrow I'll Kobe's because with tomorrow.
Now, speaking of wearables, like you have a lot of sneakers that you take pictures of, man. Vintage sneakers, like good, like you bought ACGs recently, like from the 97, 96 series. Like I just like this dude got everything. Oh, like what is the rarest pair that you think like you were probably like the only person, if not the only person, probably one or two people only have that pair in the whole wide world?
Other than the IDs and the creations, I'm thinking of an older rare shoe.
And you have oh my goodness. And then before you answer, you also posted a pic of your old collection where all your boxes are stacked up.
Yeah.
And just to see the brown boxes, the original brown boxes, the face boxes, all those lined up and stacked on top of each other. I was like, man, goodness gracious, man, this guy has pretty much everything. But yeah, man, pick at least just one piece that you think you're probably the only person in the whole wide world has that.
The only thing I can think of right now, my 41-year-old brain is failing me right now, so I'm gonna just go with. I have these Terminators that they were a really limited run. They only came out at undefeated, and they made a pair for LeBron. They made a pair for, you know what? Nah, forget that. Forget that. I have a pair of Shock Certifieds that are size 17 that were made for Lamar Odom.
Shocks.
Yeah, they're Shock Certifieds.
Jeez.
I keep them with all of my Lakers memorabilia,
Uh
my man cave area. You know what I mean? Because I can't wear them. That's like 5 sizes too big, but
huh.
and so probably either those, and I don't have them anymore. But for a while, I had a pair of Gloria Air Zoom Generations.
Oh, that's what's up, man. Yeah, yeah, man. I have quite a few pieces in my collection. I'm pretty sure, especially with game worn, sneakers. I'm pretty sure a lot of the PE collectors have probably like a piece or two, but not too many people have the all white home colorway of the Penny One PE.
Yeah, yeah.
And and Nike. Oh yeah, I recently took a trip to Nike's headquarters, and they stoked. They was like, "Dude, where did you?" I was like, "Well, I have my connects. I used to be friends with, still friends with one of the former equipment managers, and he has a lot of penny stuff, man.
Ooh,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
ooh.
Yeah. I still keep in touch with stuff that he can find out of his old storage. He lets me know, is going up on eBay or, I'm on the first one on the list that, he hits up, man. So, yeah, man, we both, again, more stuff in common, man. Now, what is like, uh, I know you have like your collection as far as like extends from Nike to Saucony to Converse. You're a very big fan of the weapon. Now, what is the favorite
Mhm.
weapon of all?
Oh,
Rather,
Magic's.
rather if it's all time, rather if it's out of your collection.
Oh, my favorite weapon.
Yeah,
Oh, the Magic's color, the weapon, Lakers color. You
the
know,
legendary. Yeah, yeah.
he's my
Now,
favorite player, so I gotta have his shoe.
didn't that recently retro, or wasn't it like a quick strike?
The last time they came out with the weapon regular,
Mm-hmm.
it came out in 16 for the 30th anniversary, but it only came out in Japan. So
Yeah,
whenever I can find them, that last pair, they're always in like an 8 or 8.5, which is way too small. So
yeah,
I've been rocking out with my pair from 2002 when they were just a regular shoe,
yeah,
and the leather is cracking a little bit, but I'm making it work.
yeah. That's what's up,
That's my
man.
favorite Converse shoe. Period. Like whenever I wear it to work, it's always a talking point with people. Like, man, y'all ain't got those here, and I'm like, no, we ain't got these here. These are like 20 years old, man. You know what I mean? So,
That's
but,
crazy, man. Now that was of the '80s, like one of the shoe of the '80s.
mm,
What into LA Gear where they had the Hakeem Olajuwon, not the Hakeem Olajuwon, but the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
mm-hmm.
Uh, I think Magic Johnson actually did just one year deal with LA Gear at one point, and Karl Malone had a LA Gear.
I know
Uh,
Karl Malone did. I didn't know
yeah,
Magic. I thought he was
yeah.
just.
It was like a short. It was like a summer program of something that him and Kareem had did together, and
Mm,
it was amazing. It was cool. It was a cool little promo. I remember walking in like a mom and pop store and seeing them, and they had the poster together, and that was it. That was it. That was it. Then you had the Michael Jackson that came in '88 for the bad. You know,
yeah,
tour. They was promoting the Bad Tour. I'll never forget the Michael Jackson, man. At that time, British Knight wanted to step up and make MC Hammer their front man at one
yeah.
point.
Hammer had.
Like, yeah, man. So like, yo, that it was the league of competition at that time. Like, if they see a star, they're gonna bring the other company is gonna bring another star in. They see a celebrity, they're gonna it was just vice versa. And Nike voted their time to track stars, tennis players, and not too much of the basketball sneakers in the late 80s. Jordan himself had, helped that, at the tail end of the 80s when the Jordan 3 dropped in, in the 4. And when it comes to the 90s, I say the golden era. If you can agree with me, the golden era from 92 all the way to 97 basketball sneakers.
I'm going to say from 90 to 98.
90 to 98?
Yeah, I'm going to say from 90 to 98.
I mean,
Basketball.
Okay, they did come out with the Force though. When they first brought out the flight, the flights for David Robinson and some of the big guys. So Nike devoted their time towards the big guys, not only guys like the David Robinsons, the goodness gracious, who else had? I mean, he had the Carnival, but the Carnivore, and who else had a Nike for the?
Well, I feel like they had a roster, but I think Jordan was the only one because Barkley had the Air Force 5.
Oh yeah, Barkley. There you go. There you go.
So he had that. David Robinson before the Command Force. I think he used to wear the Driving Force, the high top.
Yep.
I mean, they had other people on roster, like Ron Harper had a Nike poster, Gerald Wilkins had a poster. But I think Jordan, David Robinson, of course, Charles Barkley were the main guys. I mean, they had Sidney Moncrief, but he was older by then. Moses Malone was older by then, so they were kind of guys out. But yeah, I mean, Buck Williams, Terry Porter, those guys had a Nike poster. Jerome Kersey, it was like all of Portland except Clyde Drexler was on this poster.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Now, actually, the beginning of the 90s where it was a lot of competition for the big men. Now, you had the separate companies like British Nike, and they had Derek Coleman, the diamond, you know what I'm saying? The Diamondback joints. I had the mid top of that.
Oh man. They're only out here because I just did a sneaker battle and I used them in the sneaker battle.
Oh, where? I had it was the commercial he had, but they was black. It was like a bread colorway.
Mm-hmm.
Colorway. I remember I seen them in Bayou City. Seen the black colorway and then the all white, red, and black colorway.
Mm.
And I asked my auntie, could you buy me both? One to wear at school and then one to wear on the basketball team. So I was already ahead of my time, man, with the Rock One Stock One. And and I kind of tricked her. I tried to trick her, it's buying me both, and she ended up buying me at separate times, So I beat up the first one, I was able to bring out the other one, man. So like I was very, very ahead of my time, especially with sneakers. I took care of my sneakers. I would, back in the days, like as kids, like we had a sneaker, just one sneaker a year.
Yeah.
And
you better take care of it.
Yeah, you had to take care of it. Mm-hmm. So it took me I try to stay straight away from what everyone else was rocking. Everybody had Jordans. Everybody had the Cortezes. Everyone, just whatever was hot at that time, that's where everyone was rocking. Everyone had Jordans, but I wanted to be different. I remember when I had an opportunity to get the Jordan 9s, Chicago colorway. And it was around Christmas time, but I didn't want them. And my sister's like, "Yo, you don't want them?" I was like, give me the Kevin Johnson's React Juices.
Ooh, the running slams. Shoot, I'm looking for them now.
Yeah, and that was I think because the Bulls already won the championship '93. My very first Jordan was the Aqua 8. So that was early in the year, but then again, when Christmas come around again, that's my sneaker that I get for that year. So then the Converse React Juice come around the same time I think the playoffs came out, the playoff eights. But I wanted to wait until Christmas so I can have that sneaker for the rest of the school year. You know, yeah, man. So I end up getting the Kevin Johnson's man React Juices, like, and it was black suede, so it's kind of difficult to beat up. Like, wear it every day and hoop in it every day. But yeah, man, yeah, that '93, I couldn't believe it. I was just like, y'all passed up on the eights, because I already had the Aqua 8 that came out early that year.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
what is a sneaker that you maybe could have possibly got, but you passed on it because you wanted to be, wanted this decision over, something that you could have had?
as a kid,
Either kid or even as an adult.
hmm. Most of the stuff I passed up on as an adult, I kind of regret, like, yeah, I should have got those or whatever. But as a kid, I remember. I'm gonna take you back with this one. You probably remember this shoe. I had a chance to get some. I had the aquas, but I had a chance to get the white ones. I don't know how, but I had a chance to get the white eights too, and I really liked them, but they had this other shoe out, and it was so different. Didn't go with anything I had. I just wanted it. It was called the Air Check. Do you remember the Air Check, the yellow one with the black? Like, those didn't go with nothing, but I was killing with those. I was killing niggas with those. They're like, man, what is them? Like,
Yeah.
Nike. I'm like, yeah, say Nike on the strap.
Yeah.
And it was the first shoe I ever had with a standalone check like that, where the check went on the side.
Those are early stages of East Bay right there. Like, that will be like one of the first sneakers that'll be on the first couple pages. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. Like, I wonder if Nike. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. What do you think they will even think about bringing that back? Or
nah, man, the way they would do it, if it came back, it would be like a collaboration, like how they about to do the Air Just Force with Ambush. It'll be something like that. You know what I mean? It won't be just the Air Check at Foot Locker in yellow and purple and black for $100 or whatever. I mean, I wish.
I totally forgot about those joints, man.
I would have to have those. I wouldn't even wait for my discount to kick in or nothing. I would just buy them bitches. Those mean that much to me,
Yeah, that's dope.
I had an OG pair that I held on to until 2015. They were just in so many pieces, I had to throw them away. I'm like, I can't think of a shoe that I could even swap this with. You know what I mean? So, yeah. But, yeah, that shoe, where I already had the black eights, but I chose those over the white eights. They were considerably cheaper, and they just look cool to me.
That's dope, man. I remember those checks, yo. That's crazy. So when you said the name, like, yo, the shoe popped up in my head. Like, damn, I remember those. Yeah. I remember them in East Bay all the time. And then they went as low as $40.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And they weren't that expensive. I think they were only like $80 retail.
$80, yeah, but they went as low as $40. Yeah, remember, I'll never forget that. $39.99 independent. Yeah. That's crazy. Let's get into some Penny talk, man. He's been a lot of talk in the media. Yes, sir.
Wore these today because I knew I was gonna be on your show.
Oh, that's
All stars.
Respectfully. Okay. He's been in the media as of lately, man, for the comments he made towards the media. Now, that's rewind, man. From going from an NBA player into a college coaching staff, like, or getting that coaching gig, like, how did you feel about that? Well, I was nervous, but still, like, then I seen the documentary beforehand, but I knew that, maybe you got something, Memphis, because he's back at the crib, and this could be a good look. And then next thing you know, he ends up recruiting like two of the guys that he's been coaching for most of their lives. getting that news or just seeing the the news flash, like how did you feel about, from his history in the NBA going into coaching?
Well, initially when I heard about him, because he's always said Memphis, even post game interviews, talk about Memphis, and because of the unfortunate injuries that he occurred, when he was a player, because I don't want to offend anybody in the chat. Shout out Sneaker Dave, I see him in here.
Shout out to him.
Yeah,
Salute.
Penny was never the same after '97 as a player because of said injuries, right? So I want him to be successful, coaching. I want him to do that. I feel like a lot of times comments by, I mean, I hate to say it, but we're older people. With
Right.
this new world, stuff gets spun the wrong way, and it's not even really meant like it might have been said, because we still think it with a 90s or 80s. You know what I mean? We think it different than the world might take it. So I feel like that's happened a couple of times with older, people from our era, where it was misconstrued. But I want him to be successful.
Oh yeah.
He's very special to me, because I mean, other than Mike, he owned the '90s.
Right.
From a footwear standpoint,
Right.
I can still see myself in 8th grade, 94, 95. Everybody had that alternative blue Orlando champion jersey. Everybody had it.
Yep.
Nobody really. Some people had Shaq. A couple people had Scottie Pippen, because this is when Michael Jordan first came back. The 45 jerseys wasn't out yet,
Yeah.
so where you could buy them. So that was the jersey,
Yep.
and
It
Penny's
really was.
always been special. Him and Eric Avar are that was a great team. I mean, he did a lot of great stuff with Kobe, but that stuff he did with Penny, whole
Oh
nother.
yeah. Unbelievable. Unbelievable, man. Like uh, as of now, they're getting ready to release a collab with Stutzy and with the Penny 2. Not only that, we've always been holding on to the news where we're getting the Orlando Penny 1 and the home colorway coming soon, hopefully next month. Hopefully. But the news that we're getting so many pennies, and hopefully they're gonna double back down on the phone posit. What is your thoughts, man, on the upcoming releases?
Well, like I told you, when I worked at Hibbett, like when I worked at Hibbett, 2018 and 19, there was a lot of Penny ones that came out, but it was no original colors. I always feel like that's wrong. You got to come out with at least one.
Yeah.
Those Pros ones were good. I kind of regret not buying those. And then we had a bunch of, I don't want to call them useless, because I actually bought that Orlando colorway, but it's orange instead of blue, just because
Oh yeah.
I got them
Yeah.
for cheap. They were like $50 for me. But I'm glad that they're bringing back the Orlando, and hopefully we really do get the white one. The
Right.
only thing that I wish Nike would do differently with the Nike retros that aren't Jordans or foam posits, I wish they would give them actual dates.
Right.
Because anytime I've been in the store and we got a Nike retro that wasn't a Jordan or a foam posit, we could just put it out.
But yeah,
Whenever. So it makes it harder to get it.
it's crazy because they never ever put a release date on any pennies. Now, the last penny that they actually put a release date on was the Memphis Tiger phone posit, but that was a phone posit.
Yeah, yeah,
Was just releasing as they go.
yeah.
Uh, that's the official penny release that I think, and then and it was Quick Strike, and then it was limit pairs. You got some in L.A. I think you have several pair in New York, and then all the rest were in Memphis, themselves. So shout out to everyone that got that sneaker, man. I do still plan to get that, but still, like, it's not on my grail list.
You'll have.
Oh yeah, eventually, eventually, yeah.
You'll have.
Uh, or like let's go back into the '90s sneakers, man. Now you had so many um, black top sneakers from Reebok. You have black top sneakers going, or like a universal sneaker for Nike when, you know, they was dropping all types of Zoom flights and goodness gracious, like the Jason Kidd Penny era was just totally unbelievable. Like from 95 to 2000, that Zoom flight era, and then next thing you know, they came with the Shock generation, Zoom generation, following that with LeBron. Like it really ran in their promo to set up basketball players and their own sneakers or PEs, how you want to say. A lot of PEs started popping up, especially after when the Jordan team, and the official Jordan team with Randy Moss, goodness gracious, you know, that squad, you know,
Yeah.
Eddie
Jones,
Roy Jones Jr.,
Ray Allen,
Derek Jeter, like those guys, that when they set the tone, then Nike basketball started bringing their guys out, the Vince Carters, the Mike Bibbies, you know, a lot of sneakers, man. I enjoy, man, doing those 90s and early 2000s. So like what era do you think, what up, everybody? What era did you enjoy for us, like the mid 90s, late 90s, early 2000s?
okay.
Plethora.
I will say this. I do feel like, and I don't want to offend anybody here,
Uh-huh.
Nike basketball specifically from 1999 until 2003, to me, it was a bit of a desert. All you had was the VC2, you had the Jordan 17,
Uh-huh.
VC1, first flight posit. Everybody loves the third flight posit now, but it wasn't popular like that,
Nah,
all
wasn't.
like that. If you wasn't a hooper, you wasn't messing with that shoe. Even though
Right.
I'd love for it to come back now. My pair, the straps are starting to break because the plastic is so old. But
Oh, yeah.
for me, I'll pick a single school year. I remember when I was in ninth grade, Shaker Heights, Ohio, 1995, 96, the amount of shit that just came out in that school year. I mean, the school year started with the Webbers, the Veers, the Air Max 95s, and the Speed Turf. Everybody go back to school shoes was one of those four. Then the 11s came out. Then the Deion Sanders, the DT Max 3, the Penny 1,
Yep.
the Air Max Up Tempo, the Shake Indestruct, the Zoom
Oh.
95. This is all just one school year. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, the Air Trainer Max 96,
Uh-huh.
the Griffey 1.
Yep.
The Air More Up Tempo came out at the very end of that school year, and they were about to bring out the Air Max 96, the first version. Just give me that school year. I could wear shoes from just that school year.
The Diamond Turf came, like,
yeah, the Max 3. Yeah, you can't beat that. And they've never retroed that shoe properly, by the way. I know that's another show. Especially the rim.
Let's go Reebok. They had the goodness gracious, the Question,
The Reebok Blast, Nick Van Axel.
Reebok Blast. Oh goodness gracious.
Yeah, the Preacher, the Last Shack that looked like the
oh my goodness, bro.
I would have to have those if they ever retroed those. I would have to have them, the white pair. Like I've always wanted them. I didn't.
That year on alone, goodness gracious. Oh, and then going into the summer of that, you had crazy, like, yo, that's
95, 96. I mean, 97 had a lot of good stuff. 98, but after 98, it kind of started to wind down a bit, really until LeBron, until 2003. LeBron, Kobe, them getting Wade and Bosch for Converse. Converse, so
yeah,
Mellow.
What a time to be, bro. Kids that, bro, love this sneaker game, man. Look, kind of what made me just fall in love with sneakers even stronger, because at that time, you know, we was able to, you know, get jobs, you know. Again, my very first job was in 97, like the summer of 97, 98.
Me too.
Like, I was, man, bro, me working at the Boys and Girls Club, I loved it. And then at a time where I was in high school, I got my first fast food job. Man, sneakers, was pouring in, and at the time when 99, 2000, that's when things changed. So I really got into fashion.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Goodness gracious, music. It's really when I got into DJing really, really strong too. So like the fashion music at that time, going into my senior year, yo, that's, whew, goodness gracious, what a time, man. That's love. As you know, like around the 99 and 2000, what was your like your teen days like, man? Spark like with the fashion music,
Oh yeah.
um, like like that's when the shots drop, right?
Yeah, the shots came out of like Q4 2000. I do want to look at this comment here. NM Luhan said the Alpha Project line had a few. That's true. I said the Flight Positive one, and the
Yeah.
Gary Payton two, or the Gary Payton one. My bad. But I
Oh
think
yeah.
Alpha Project, the what am I trying to say? The actual advertising and the idea of it preceded the shoes that actually came out.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You know,
That's
Presto was probably the most popular thing in the Alpha Project.
yeah. That's when they actually started doing the 4 to 5 dots in the
Yep.
back of each sneaker.
Yeah.
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 Um.
But for me, I was gonna say, just to answer your question, the 10 years, I mean, it was the same. I mean, working, I was never the same after 97 when I got my first job and I started being able to buy my own clothes. I was obsessed with Tommy Hilfiger, Nautica, and, Ralph Lauren. So
That's
that was right before the urban clothes really hit hard in Cleveland. Like we had FUBU and Mecca, but that was
yeah.
it. Like it wasn't, Academics and Rockaware and Fat Farm was around too, but you had to know where to get it. But, once that second wave of urban clothes really hit,
Yeah.
99 going into 2000, and I started wanting to dress like I was in Belly every single day. You know,
Right.
so that was a goal. I needed to look like a drug
Yo.
dealer from New York who wasn't a drug dealer. That was my goal. The silliest styles. You know?
Man, I used to love Sean John, man. I still got love for him, man. Now I didn't transfer with the suits and ties, man. So, yeah, man. From anybody that knows me in high school, man, I was rocking Sean John, Tommy Hilfiger, and Jordans. Like pretty much almost every Jordan that came out at
Tommy and
that time.
Jordan went together like that because all the red.
Right. Yo, kept me like a velour suit, rather if it was Fat Farm or Sean John. I was so deep into hip hop, man. At that time, man, and hip hop was the number one genre in the world at that time too. So, um, amazing memory, man. Um, let's get back into the pennies, man. What is some of the like your favorite silhouettes are and colorways? As far as from ones to the penny six.
Honestly, um, it always falls between the 1 and the 2. I mean, the phone posit, it's definitely a part of Penny's lineage. It's kind of too easy to pick that one.
Right.
I have a deep affinity for the 3 because a lot of people don't really mess with the 3, and I don't really feel like Nike
Right.
themselves mess with the 3. They'll force me, they'll drop a few every 10 years or so. This will be the second time it's retro, but
Right.
that white and blue Penny 3 is something beautiful. It's the
And,
only penny that I like more than the black one.
right. And they made a sample of it and they went straight to outlets. And I'm just like, why did y'all bring another OG colorway, swept it under the rug by throwing it to the outlets? I'm not understanding. That's the one we actually wanted, you know?
Yeah, because the one that I saw the most was that Do It For Des pair. Like I
Yep.
would see that pair, but the white and
Mhm.
blue and the black, I think I saw the black in a House of Hoops once down here. And if I seen the white one, I may have seen it at like Jimmy Jazz or a store like that, but not a
Or
lot of places.
yeah.
I didn't get it though. I still have my pair from 2008 or 9 or whatever, praying that it doesn't fall apart. So,
Yeah.
just like Penny 2, like that Soul Collector Penny 2 that came out 15, 16, it was cool. I bought it. At one point, I had 2 pairs. I gave a pair to my dad. But
Oh,
that never should have come out in lieu of the regular Orlando Penny 2. Like, how is
right.
that shoe only retro once? It just doesn't make any sense.
I
So,
don't.
um, I also want to say this: a lot of to me, Penny doesn't have it as bad as Barkley and Pippen, where a lot of their shoes aren't really their shoes. He only has a
Yeah,
few that way.
right.
When I wear my Arago LWPs, I usually wear them with this Golden State shirt I have because I still consider it more of a Tim Hardaway shoe than a Penny shoe because I only seen Penny in the white ones. I never seen him in the black ones. You know,
Right.
in the '95 All-Star game, I thought he was wearing them, but he was wearing the Lambaste. So, you know,
Tell about.
the low top version of the,
Uh,
the low top cheap version, the takedown.
yeah.
But yeah, I love the Air Up, but they did such a horrible job when they retroed it. I didn't even really want to bring it up. I only have it because of what it because it's hard to find in a size 12.
Yeah. They dropped on my birthday. I'll never forget January 18th, 2014. And I walked in finish line and I said, "What is this?"
And that leather, like how?
I'm standing. I'm like, "Yo, I want the sneaker, but this is all leather." And they added the patent leather Nike swoosh. I'm like, "What? What is this?" I didn't think it was gonna. Because they never showed any pictures or anything. And when they presented it, they gave it to I think a few basketball players. I think goodness gracious, who actually played? J.R. Smith played in the pair when he played for the Knicks.
Mm-hmm.
Um, goodness gracious,
I
who
said
else?
Brian wear those red ones with the raindrops or whatever, but it was like a tunnel picture. It wasn't like wearing it.
Yeah, yeah, and then Penny wore a pair, the Noya pair, during the All Star weekend.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah,
that was
uh,
the top shoes of that school year, 94, 95. The second half, if you didn't have the 10s, you had those shoes. More people had those shoes than the 10s.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
I remember. Oh my goodness, man! I remember the city pack that dropped, and goodness gracious, man! Like everybody, man. That's kind of like the sneaker that made me start to learn how to match with with my clothes.
mm,
Um, I remember getting a pair, and it was at Shoe Carnival. And back then the days, they did have Jordans at Shoe Carnival, and we got them on sale. And I just like really, I didn't want them, but I wanted them.
yeah.
But makes so it was plain, you know what I'm saying? So like I got the Sacramento tens,
Oof.
which purple was hard to match back then. All you had to do was just throw on a Lakers jersey or a Kings jersey and you good, you know? And I started to be into purple for a little bit because I just wanted to learn how to match with, you know what I'm saying, with that sneaker. So I learned how to basically match, man, at an early age with just that sneaker because it was so much, difficult to, to even match a T-shirt or even. Soon I had able to get a Mitch Richmond jersey. I wore them with the tens,
Yeah. I always wanted those, man. I remember I thought I had it locked because I had the shadows, and then this rich kid showed up with them, and I'm like, what the fuck? I'm thinking I have it locked, and I'm like, purple. And this wasn't no fake Jordan era, so I'm like, and then
Right.
I saw him a little bit after that in the East Band. I'm like, oh, okay, But yeah, I thought I had it locked, and then this kid
I
coming.
got that look from a girl that walked in with the steel toe. I'm sorry, the toe cap tens.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yo, what is like? How did you get a little extra piece on the toe? And she was like, they came like this.
Yeah, yeah. Whenever actually those are these were part of the battle too. I actually have my pair of those right here too. The
Oh goodness, those man.
and
I've had like three
Lord,
pairs, especially when they was going for the real low in the early stages of the eBay collecting, and I was just like getting them for like $100, $80. Now they're going for like 300, 400 with those with all OGL. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So very rare. It's a very rare piece, man.
What up?
Uh, Let me take some time out. Salute to everybody's in the chat, rather for your my followers, his followers. Thank you everyone that's buying a badge. Thank y'all guys. Again, this is episode 34 with my man ShortyC94. And let's get into your actual show that you do on a weekly. Like, what came to just a time where you felt like it was time to start a show or a weekly show or just conversation now that live is just more common now, you know?
I really had this idea back when I was still in Cleveland. I wanted it to be a weekly show where me and this really popular lady that's in the shoes that I know. Her name is Chantel, but her Instagram is Mrs. DMV Soul. So I wanted it to be a weekly show where her and I just talk about random sneaker things, but she ended up not being able to do it. And then we moved here and I kind of forgot about it. And I still don't really know anybody here in NC. I know a few people, but it was just a way for me to connect with other people in this life that we chose without physically being with them. And quite honestly, because I have to, or I've had to interview people, you know, if they were going to get hired or whatever in the past, I just figure I might as well apply those skills that I've gotten with interviewing towards something I actually like to do. So, and it's just always fun for me to talk about sneakers. And I mean, I'm lucky that I have a spouse that she's also into sneakers, but I can't talk to her about them all the time. So, you know, to be good to talk to people and really get people's different opinions and thoughts on this life that we chose. You know, some people might feel different. And I always like hearing people's different opinions, different situations. I went through this to get this shoe. Oh, you had to go through that. Like, it's fun for me. And I like talking to people.
Oh, that's great, man. That's great. Now, from your weekly show now, you also started in the podcast game way before you started, like, and definitely, man, we need some new content, man. Hope you can come back, man, soon. But tell everybody about the podcast that you used to do very often.
I had this podcast that I did. I did it from 2015 really up until 19. It was just called you know, I'm gonna take it. I called it old school. You know, back in the day, people just called Nike Nike. So I used to just call it Nike or Die. You know, kind of a throwback to how it was then. And I had this picture I made on Microsoft Paint years ago where I put my torso and up on Jeezy's body on the Trapper cover. So, you know, that was the cover, and it was on Spreaker, and it was on iTunes. But a lot of the older ones, they're on YouTube. But I mean, people will come in the next, and we would just talk sneakers. It would be like impromptu. It wouldn't be planned. So it wasn't like I do the sneaker conversations where I plan it ahead of time.
I mean, it was to the times where you be in the car doing the episode. You know what I'm saying? That's how far back I go. You know what I'm saying? Definitely, I've been a fan, you know, since I think late 2016. So, I mean, that's actually basically the around the time where we actually known each other or whatnot. But I follow the show all the time, man. And sometimes, man, I'm just like, yo, where all the OGs from, you know, but still, Sneaker Bar, they're still going. You know, you also have Gentleman Bostic, you know, he's still doing his videos on YouTube. Goodness gracious, DJ Dills, he's still doing it out here. Goodness, remember Jesus? I forgot them. It's Mr. J Star, my man. Oh man, like guys like y'all, the OGs that y'all set this, you know what I'm saying, paved the way for a lot of these guys, especially in the YouTube, was doing it today. And y'all definitely paved the way for a lot of cats, man. A lot of cats, whether it's podcast world or YouTube. And I love having you guys on the show and give y'all flowers because not too many people know that y'all been doing this for a long time. Some of the, you know, y'all just like went to other things and new endeavors, just like you know, you went to, you know, from DTLR onto, you know, bigger and better things with Converse. Tell me about the days where you just like started out with the podcast and doing YouTube and stuff like that?
Well, my YouTube, the first YouTube video I ever posted was back in like 2008, because I think I want to say it was Soul Collector. They had put out, I think, the 100 greatest shoes of all time, and they had the black and red 11 as the top shoe. And I was saying that I didn't feel that it was that. I felt like it should have been a Shell Toe or Air Force One or a Chuck, something like that, more so. But
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
and it's because like you looked young, like you really looked young in those early videos.
but I just always wanted to connect with people that were into sneakers. And, it wasn't a lot of us all the time. It's a thing to do now.
Right.
Yeah. We were weird, like, man, why you got all them shoes, man? Fuck you gonna do with all them shoes? Like, nigga, wear them. You know what I mean? What you mean?
Yeah. That's crazy, man. Again, man, I always enjoy, man, talking history, man, with you guys, man, because you guys, again, you guys paved the way for a lot of us. And then Instagram came along, Twitter. You was actually on Twitter, the early stages of Twitter as well. Like, remember seeing you, Sneaker Dave, having convos, in the early stages of like Twitter. I remember us all, conversating with some of our, favorite celebrities, and that changed the game. From actually just following their fan page on Facebook back when I was on Facebook and MySpace and all that, and then transcended to like the early stages of IG and Twitter, where it's all right there, and you can communicate with them much more quicker with just a comment. All they have to do is respond if they wanted to.
Yeah.
Again, I remember having a conversation with Pharrell, and quick conversation, and he answered, and I was just like, whoa, this Twitter thing is something.
Yeah.
Tell me about the early stages of the hype era, along with the social media. Now it goes back to, I said, the Yeezy 2, the Nike Air Yeezy 2. Twitter was popping back then.
Yeah.
Not so much in the 2011 era, where the phone posit dropped. Of course, they had Nike dropping links and stuff like that on a regular, but that Yeezy 2 link, when they dropped that on Twitter, man.
I think that it really, to me, the hype started being mainstream with the 2011 Concord. That was when it started for me. Kind of led into the Galaxy Foamposite, the Nike Yeezy 2s, and it kind of took off from there. And that was around the time that everybody could get Instagram, and it wasn't just an iPhone thing. Because I was at that time in between DCLR and when I started working for Exhibition in Cleveland. I was a manager at Radio Shack for 1.5 years, and that was when Instagram hit Android. To me, once that happened, that changed Instagram, and it brought it to everybody's phone. Where before it was like, oh, well, you ain't got an iPhone, so you can't get on Instagram. But the early days of the hype were interesting, but there was still more of a pureness to it than it is now, because you could still, if you put in the footwork, you could still get the shoes.
Yeah, you can.
You can still get the shoes if you line up or you there. Now, I'll say, and hopefully people don't look at me funny style, because I was the manager, I've never been in a camp out. But I've waited in line for shoes. I've never done a camp out before.
Salute to you, man. It's crazy.
It's the one thing, but see, I feel like I missed out, because that seems like a fun thing, but I was always in the store, so y'all was waiting for me. You know what I'm saying? So I never was like out there, but I always felt like that would have been a cool thing to do, and it's something I kind of feel like I missed out on. But the hype really, as Instagram grew, the hype grew to the point where I feel like the game kind of restabilized itself, and then the pandemic happened, and then it changed hype again. So Because even in 2019, it was retros that would sell out now that I was just sitting on the Hibbit. Couldn't give them away. If the Satin 5s came out now, niggas would buy them. If niggas would buy a patent leather bread one, niggas would buy a black and red Satin 5, especially the hood, because it's black.
Yeah.
But I couldn't sell it back then, 2018, so it's different.
It's totally different, man. Yo, again, let's tap into the penny line phone posit before we head into the speedy round.
Okay.
The state of culture of the phone posit, pros and ones. Nike decides to pull back on a release and then and release it months later after the All-Star game. What are your thoughts on that very last phone posit All-Star drop, waiting 7 whole months for the CDG drop in late November, giving us men's sizes, only 2 phone posits out of that 2021 year, where GS pairs, they had, I think, 6 pairs of that the whole year.
Well, didn't the lime green ones came out again? Well, you talking about just ones or pros too?
Ones.
Just ones. Okay, it was just those 2.
Yeah.
I mean, the CDG, I understand why it cost what it did, but I don't think most people did. I still didn't buy them because I've never paid that much for a shoe. But not saying I wouldn't, but that All-Star shoe would have been a big deal had it came out the way it should have. It was really nice. I actually wanted it. It was the first phone posit that I had wanted in a while because I don't have a lot of foams like a lot of other people. You know, I don't have that many. I've got 10 or 11. So I'm not the big foam guy. I like regular pennies more than the foams, but I really wanted that All-Star one. And when I wasn't able to get it because of how it was, it upset me greatly. I didn't even want the dunk. I just wanted that foam posit.
Oh man. Luckily I struck out on the foam posit. And luckily a good friend of mine from Nike, he gifted me a pair. And that was the only foam in 2 years actually that I actually wanted to get. Due to the fact that it is Indianapolis, Indiana foam posit for the All-Star game, but with things happening, you know, COVID, and they actually moved it, you know, to Atlanta. I really think, man, they should have held it back and probably scrapped it until the 2024 year. You know, it would have been cool if they probably would just took it to the outlets. You know,
Yeah.
you know. Let everybody, you know, have it, you know, like they did the Mellow 13, you know. But yeah, man, it just, I don't know, man. I'm glad I was gifted a pair. I didn't really, you know, when I struck out, I just like, well, I would have been like, if I don't get it, I don't get it, because the resale value was going crazy at that time, and now it's just a peaking above, you know, retail right now.
Yeah. I do want to share a theory right quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
If you look at the last couple of years, and this is a Jordan thing, I know we're talking about pennies, but if you look at it, like they're about to come out with the playoff 12 because the All-Star game is about to be at home in Cleveland, and that's what for the last time the All-Star game was there, 97. I really remember they have the game in Indianapolis. That's when the Chicago one will come back because that's what he wore there.
Oh, yeah.
You know, because
I like that theory. I like that.
Yeah, when the All-Star game was down here in 2019, the Black and Infrared 6 came out because that's the shoe he wore when the All-Star game was here. So I think that there's something to that. Maybe we'll get it in 24 because that's my favorite shoe, you know, before the hype. I've always liked the Chicago one. So I just wanted to say that before I forget. You know,
never know, man. Let's keep that in mind, man.
Hope so.
Let's keep that in mind, man. As far as like the CDG, I've yet to find a 13 that's affordable. I'm not spending I'm not spending the amount they're asking for, especially now if I find locally or someone that actually want to throw me a good deal, hey, let's do that.
30 sympathize, so I sympathize with you.
Yeah. Now I did attend a Nike event for Christmas, a Nike event, and they gave away a size like a size 10. And beforehand, someone asked me that I wanted to buy it, or the winner of that sneaker. I was like, I'm a 13. I wouldn't feel right even taking that off your hands. I know you just you want it, and neither of us could wear it. I was like, bro, I'm a size 13, bro. I wouldn't even feel right. Yeah, man. So yeah, bro. Now let's get into the speedy round, man. We're midway through the whole episode. Shout out to everyone that's in the chat, man. Rather you my followers or his. And this episode is sponsored by Mercury Shopping app. It's definitely one of the dopest apps, man. And you can shop local or overseas, man. And it shops. You can shop all over the world, man. It's a great way to shop. Rather if you into vintage. Uh, Designer, sneakers. I'm a 5-star, seller and buyer on there. So you can definitely get points and stuff like that to get percentage off your next buy. Use my code DJ, and on your very first purchase. So definitely Mercury app, Mercury shopping app. Go ahead and check it out. All right, speedy round.
I've seen you on Macari. I've seen your page.
Yeah.
I've seen you on there.
Oh, that's what's up, man. Thanks, man. I really, back then when I was doing real versus fakes or the UAs versus authentic, I did a lot of reps, and I just sold them for cheap. You know what I'm saying? Like you'll see some most hype sneakers, and you'd be like, "Yo, he really sold a UNC off white for $100."
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So at that time, man, I felt like it was a good time to even just get rid of a whole bunch of stuff, and not scamming anybody. Whatever I have on there, it's 100% real. Now I do have my authentic pair, my vintage pairs on there. But when I first got on there, I told them, I was like, hey, I got a lot of sneakers, the UA sneakers, I just want to get rid of. Will y'all allow me to sell these for cheap? And they was like, yeah, go ahead. They do got an authentic authentication system where you take a picture of the product code or the QC code and post it on there, and they scan it and let you know if it's real or fake. And they do have the shipping where you ship it to them and not to the seller. Now you can ship to the seller to avoid the local meetups. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people are shy. A lot of people just don't want to, deal with the awkwardness, and you pay $5 for shipping, just like that.
Macari has been a go-to for me the last 2 years, so I feel it. I'm glad that they're sponsoring this. Let me just give a shout out right quick to my co-host of another show I do called Reachbacks. We got a show coming out on January 31st. She's in the comments. QC Kiki Cutie. What is up, my friend? You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Mr. Lee Great Soul as well. But yeah, just wanted to say that.
That's what's up, man. Again, shout out to everybody in the chat. We about to get into the speedy round where it could be one question. It could be a versus question. It can either, something that, we're going to get personal, up and close and personal with Shorty, all right?
Okay.
First question from one of my followers. We doing, let's go basketball. One of my followers, AI versus Jamal Crawford. Who has the best handles?
I'm going to go unpopular, and I'm going to say Jamal Crawford because he had that back behind the back crossover. Like, I ain't never seen that before him. And I always loved him because he was good enough to start, but he was okay coming off the bench. You don't really see that. Love Iverson too, though.
Yeah. Who has the better sneaker episodes, Will Smith or Martin Lawrence?
Um, ooh, I'm gonna say Martin, just because he was a little more diverse than Will.
Oh yeah, he was, and he actually had 3 sneaker episodes where the Christmas episode with the taxis, the Penny episode where he put it on, put the sneaker on the table,
Yeah.
and the Jordan 10. Remember he got the Jordan 10s and Gina was mad at him.
Yeah, but he be wearing a lot of random stuff too. Like he wore the ACG Air Rividerci in the episode where he thought that Gina was cheating on him, and he busted in the apartment and beat up the dude that was trying to fix the air conditioner. Like,
Yeah.
you know, so he used to wear some shit.
Yeah, Muggsy Bogues versus Spud Webb in a 1v1. Who's winning?
I'm gonna go with Spud just because of his leaping ability.
Yeah, I like that. Who has the better line, KD or Kyrie? Who has the best sneaker line?
Ooh, for me, I'm gonna say Durant only because he has more great shoes. Like to me, the KD4 and the KD6 were great. Kyrie only has the one. The 2 could have been great, but it was too many white base colors.
I hear you. Okay. All right, let's go back to your childhood, man. Who was your childhood celebrity crush?
Probably Ashley from Tatiana Ali.
Oh, okay. Ashley Banks. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was a cutie back then.
Her, and then when I got a little older, Myra from Family Matters.
Family member.
May she
Okay.
rest in peace.
Oh yeah, rest in peace. Yeah. Favorite dunk of all time.
Michael Jordan on Patrick Ewing with the black and red sixes in 1991, where he faked out Oakley and Starks in the corner, spun on his heel, and dunked on Patrick Ewing.
He gives the detail too, bro. That
Hey,
what's up, bro? That was a nasty dunk, bro. That was a nasty dunk.
it was the perfect mix of force and finesse, and he had on the sixes.
Yeah, bro. Now, me personally, Penny coming down baseline and dunks on the Ewing in the era.
All right, I got one for you.
Uh-huh.
My favorite Penny dunk is from '95. He had on the Lambastes. He dunked on Haywood Workman of the Pacers. That was a nasty one.
Remember that?
I used to have that in my in the back of my office. One of my old jobs. They had a picture of it in Slam, and I cut it out and put it on my wall.
That was fire. I give you another one. It was another Pacer game when he dunked on Sam Mitchell in the Flight Ones.
Yeah. Hey, that Flight 1 doesn't get enough respect in the Penny line.
No, right? Man, especially the all black one with the one with him and MJ. Come on, man. That's a story itself.
Yeah.
Him and MJ, graces the floor. Hey, you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if Nike released that bad boy without the #1 in the back.
Yeah, I can see them doing something like that. I always needed that. You remember they had 2 white and blue ones when they retroed it? They had the original one that was hard to get. It was an NRG, even though it was an original colorway. And then they had the other white and blue one that was like everywhere for $50 at one point. Like, I need that white, black, and blue one.
Yeah, that's fire, bro. That's right. Man, okay. All right. Who is the king of courts as far as like PEs, past, present, right now? Rather, if you got back then Ray Allen, Mike Bibby, where you have now PJ Tucker,
Kobe. Because he used to front, as much as I love and miss him, when he was still playing, there were so many Laker colorways. I'm like, oh, that's never gonna come out, or it'll only come out in Asia. Ain't gonna come out over here. So
when he was in between his Adidas and Nike contract, he was coming out with some of the craziest Jordans.
Those black 7s, man, with the Laker.
The 8s, the black 8s.
Yeah. Hell, he made me buy the black and chrome 8 because I was like, when I saw him with them, it made me get him because I was like, yeah, it's not the playoffs. I want the playoffs or the Aquas. What is this? But when he made me buy him.
he was giving Ray Allen and Mike Bibby a run for their money.
Oh yeah. I didn't even
Like,
I forgot all about that. I'm thinking about just his shoe with the Lakers colors, but yeah, that
oh,
0203. Woo.
oh, 03, he was going crazy. Then he came with the answers.
Yeah.
Uh,
He even wore the weapons in the game.
in the weapons, I remember. Yeah,
Yeah. He wore the weapons.
remember that game where they decided to wear all retro uniforms with the high water shorts.
0708. Yeah. Yeah. Those
Oh
Kobe
my,
threes in that
the
game
Kobe
he wore, that
threes.
they never came out in America. They was only an Asia exclusive. Like,
That's
I know people
crazy.
with them, but it's $1,000 shoe, man. And they were $1,000 shoe before Kobe died. So
Yeah,
um
gentlemen, we can't forget about Kobe's PE game. Like it was just unbelievable.
yeah. I mean, when LeBron was on the Heat, he had a lot of PEs and IDs that were nice too, but it still
Oh
wasn't
yeah,
Kobe.
yeah, yeah. Now, I think like my three favorite. I gotta put Penny in there because just that Jordan 9 just speaks to my heart.
They gonna come
I,
out with it and make it a boot.
I know, right? I just don't understand. And they didn't claim close when they did it with the universal blue, with the black white universal blue.
Yeah, like
Came very very close, man. But man, yeah, some of the sickest PEs were I think still D Miles and Q Rich, man. Like they was coming with some young boys too. They was
yeah.
coming with crazy heat. Um,
When Darius
uh,
Miles was on the Cavs, I used to see him. He used to have
oh
some shit.
yeah, oh yeah, and who else? The Matrix coming with so much Nike PEs. It was just, you know,
Yeah,
man. Marion was going crazy then around the time when he was up playing for the Phoenix Suns, man, and he was going crazy. Um, then you had some, some dope colorways when Stoudemire was on the Knicks. You know, he was coming with some PEs.
hyper pop.
Dope. Yeah. Then we can't forget about Chris Paul and Melo with their own sneakers, but still they had their Jordan. The Jordan PEs in their early stages of the career. So definitely,
Melo was a
definitely,
missed opportunity. They could have done a lot more with him. Melo is
yeah.
what made me realize that if I ever got approached by Nike in any entity to have a shoe, I wouldn't want it to be a Jordan, man. I would just want to be just regular Nike. Let me see what they do.
Right.
I don't want to be under that Jordan umbrella because it's not going to be good. It's the retro.
Yeah. All right. Here we go. My last two questions. This is very, very much debatable. I wanted to bring this sneaker question, or actually not sneaker question, but basketball questions to you. Playing off my guy Sneaker Dave, I asked these two questions, and the first one is Prime Penny versus Prime T Mac in a 1v1. Who will win?
That's really tough. And I think if McGrady was here, he would say Penny, but I'm going to say McGrady. No disrespect.
Respectfully. Okay, now can you get a breakdown on why would you
I
pick?
just I feel like McGrady was stronger physically. I feel like he was a little bit bigger body wise, and I feel like as explosive as Penny could be, McGrady was like more explosive.
More expressive? Yeah,
He was. I mean, a lot of people forget. I mean, we remember because I mean we were still grown when this was happening, but I mean at 0203 he was up there with Kobe. Like
yeah.
he was an MVP candidate. If his team would have been better,
Right.
I mean, it's arguable whether or not he shouldn't have got the MVP instead of Tim Duncan that year. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I feel you.
as big and as good as Penny was, I'll always feel like his best season. He did a lot in 95, 96, because Shaq was hurt for a lot of that season.
Right.
But I feel like 94, 95 was probably his best season.
I I,
Or would you?
I say 95, 96.
Okay. Okay.
That's my but But yo, that given a reason, because Shaq was out most of that year, he was definitely taking over, and then that was his team. And then with the help of Scott Skiles, you know, on the sideline, you know, right before he got traded, he's like, "Yo, this is your team, but let me give you some pointers on how to carry, you know what I'm saying, yourself as you're a team player, you know what I'm saying, in the leader." And with the help and, you know, support team, support cast, man, uh, Dennis, you know what I'm saying, Dennis Scott, Nick Anderson, you know, Daryl Armstrong, all those guys. And then in come Horace Grant, strong cast right there, man. So that's definitely, man. But me personally, I think the 95, 96,
Okay.
when he turned things up. He turned things up, man. And then with well, sadly, the beginning of the 96, 97 season, that's when things turned bad for him, you know. Shaq left. Uh,
He had to do too much.
he didn't do, you know, but then it was crazy because he heard about the Shaq trade during the
While they were at the
Olympics.
Olympics. Yeah, while they were that was
Like,
crazy. They were in Atlanta at the Olympics. I do want to say
like,
right quick, the midsole collector made a good point here. T-Mac had the years to put on the NBA strength. Yeah, he did. By the time he was in his prime,
oh yeah,
he had already been in the league for longer, where Penny, to me, is like 93, 94, 94, 95.
yeah.
To me, Penny only had like 4 prime years. After 97, Penny was never the same.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Couldn't agree more, man. All right, let's go for the very, very last question. This is the debate of the year. I actually asked my guests this simple question, but they're very, very difficult because you can go to this team or you could go with this team. Dream Team 1 versus the Redeem Team from 2012. Who do you have winning?
The first Dream Team.
The first Dream Team?
Yeah.
Okay, break it down to.
Okay, so I mean, I hate to sound like a noob with the hoops, but you had a prime Michael Jordan in 1992. There's nobody that's saying that. I feel like the '08 team would do better than the 12 team, against 92. But,
Uh-huh. Okay.
Magic was still, he wasn't prime Magic, but he was still close enough. I mean,
Yeah.
to me, the only weakness that Dream Team 1 had was they weren't really good at defending against quick guards, which if they go up
Yeah.
against, what were you going to say?
You got to remember the young kids from '08 or 12. These guys are stronger and faster. Dream Team 1 to have the IQ,
Well,
the toughness.
are we playing one game or are we doing the best of 7?
Oh yeah.
Just one game.
Just one game. Everything on the line.
Yeah. Just one game. The size and the IQ, good defense can slow down anybody.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because if I'm looking at the main people from 12, you've got Kobe, LeBron, Durant, Melo, I'm pretty sure was still there.
Yeah. Oh yeah. The leader scored. He was the leader scorer.
I mean, I just feel like the defense that Scottie Pippen would bring, the overall game that Michael Jordan would bring. I still would take Chuck Daly as a coach over Coach K.
Okay.
Just if anybody, if you, like they said in the documentary, if you coach the Pistons, you can coach anyone. You know what I mean?
Oh.
So, but I definitely think that the IQ, the quickness would bother them. But if the Dream Team 1 was able to control the tempo with their IQ and their size, I feel like they could win.
That's what's up, man. Everybody, give me some claps in the chat, man. That was a good speedy round, man. Again, thank you, man, Chris, for even just taking the time out, man. I know you're a busy family man. What you doing? And bro, just keep doing what you're doing because I definitely wanted to give you your flyers or how long you've been in the sneaker community and consistently, raises the bar. You're like you working twice as hard as me, like, cause you're on several times a week. I remember seeing you like on a Monday, I think a Monday night. Then later on, seeing you on a Thursday night. I said, "Whoa, man, he's going hard."
Yeah, man, I'm trying to, man. I'm just trying to make. I'd like for Shorty Sneaker Conversations to lead to other opportunities, but
Same thing here, man.
I just want to connect with as many people as possible who share this life that we chose.
And you have, man. I mean, like, even though I reach out to my friends in the sneaker business and the industry, I do bring on some of the regular guys that just love sneakers just like us. When I have the collectors unleashed, man, I just let everyone just come on and show some sneakers. We talk history, we kick it, we talk about our childhood. You know what I'm saying? Some of the foamies, they come in and just show their whole collection, insane collection of foams and Team Penny. Shout out to Team Penny. I'll let them come on as well, man. And I wouldn't say I'm a front runner or leader or anything, but it's just a blessing for me and you to have a platform for everyone to come and talk about sneakers and stuff. Just basketball, like we just got done talking, and sports in general, and history, man, and stuff, man, that we like bringing up sneakers that we haven't seen in years. You know what I'm saying? And that's just a good feeling. And I'm glad, man. We're all like, we all have platforms that we do this with. The regular Joes. You know what I'm saying? And again, I try to balance both. From the industry and from the regular Joes, man. That just love to do it, man. Since they were kids, or we was kids. And again, man, salute to you, man. Good luck to all of them, man. Everything that you're doing and your future endeavors. Again, man, you're welcome to the show anytime, bro.
Okay, man. We got to do it again.
Now, one time, man, we might have to have you on a Collectors Unleashed or something, man. Where you show us some vintage pieces or something, man. But thank you for taking the time out, kicking it with us, man. Anything you want to say or give some shout outs to anyone?
I'm gonna shout out my wife, V Weathers HR. Thanks for accepting. This life we chose. Again, I want to shout out my co-host of Reachbacks, Keandra QC Kiki Cutie. Everybody follow her. Man, she got a lot of vintage pieces. There's no female that's in the sneakers that really does it like her. So, got to give her a shout out. And you, man, I mean, what you do here, your show, I'm Simply B.
Mm-hmm.
Those were kind of the two shows that maybe it's like, I think I want to try that. So really, Shorty Sneaker Conversations is a product of Heaven Sent.
Hey, man. I'm honored, bro. I'm honored. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I've been a fan of yours for so long. Love your collection. I wish we were the same size. If you were a 12, I would be hitting you up even more. Like, man, you ain't got no Dornbecker pennies in there or nothing, man. You ain't got nothing. So
now, let me tell you something real quick, because I'm Benjamin Buttons backwards. I'm going for 14. Did you know that?
Shit.
I'm slowing to a 14, like literally. And it's I had to get watch the Throne in a 14.
Well, hey, that's a small running shoe. I've got some LeBron 9s that are 13s, and I don't wear a 13 at all. Usually I'm good with a 12, but like my Chinas and another pair, if they're not 13s, they're definitely 12 and a halves. But usually I'm good with just a 12 or an 11 and a half. So
I don't know how. Now, when I was 23, 24, I went from a size 11 to a size 12.
Yeah.
And at 30 years old, I end up being a size 13. And size 13 ever since then. Now it's like I'm 40 years old and going to a size 14, man. It sucks, man.
Yeah, man. I mean, I really feel like they make the shoe smaller though, too, man. I don't feel like they used to, because My 94 ones are a 10.5, and they fit like an 11.5. Makes no sense whatsoever. So I think they make the shoes smaller. And the LeBron 9, again, that's just a strange shoe. I took an L on that, Watch the Throne. I still need it. But yeah, but man, I appreciate you having me on, man. Thank you so much.
Anytime, man. Any cops you're looking for? The upcoming releases, man.
White pennies. I mean, I need those. I'm curious to see what the Stussy release looks like on the Jordan side. I really need white Navy 6s from 2000 because I did so much in those back then. So I need another pair. And I don't know. I mean, for my employer, hopefully they give us some real weapons at some point or some nice pro leathers or something. You know what I mean? Something.
That's what's up, man. Yeah. Again, thank you, man. Oh my goodness, this is a fire episode, ladies and gentlemen. Thank y'all. Thank everyone in the chat, man, for even just vibing with us, man. Thank you for commenting and everything. Episode 43.
Oh, 43. I'm Brad Doherty in this piece.
All right.
Much harder though.
Oh man, again, man. It comes to an end, sadly. We're into the go.
Well, it's only the beginning. We're going to do something else.
Right. Man, we're right back next week, man, with another guest. Look forward to the Collectors Unleashed, man, episode. I got to make time for that, bring some of my guys, some of the foamies, and whoever wanted to show some sneakers on, man. I will have a date for you guys. We're going to do a whole 2-hour episode with anybody just want to come in and share some kicks, man, or even talk history. So episode 34, I'm sorry, I didn't want to say 34. It was 43 is in a wraps. Thank y'all for even coming. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, man. Everyone have a great evening. Take care of yourself. Take care of each other. Peace. We are out.
Go Lakers. Peace.